rose up and went following Jesus. 5. 27, 28. Perhaps to celebrate the receiving of his call to follow Christ, Matthew spread a big reception feast, attended by Jesus and his disciples as well as many tax collectors and sinners. This disturbed the Pharisees and the scribes, causing them to murmur about Christ's eating and drinking with tax collectors and sinners. 5. 29, 30. Mount 9. 10, 11. Mr. 2. 15, 16. Later, after the Passover of 31 CE, Jesus selected the 12 apostles, and Matthew was one of them. Mr. 3. 13-19. Luke 6. 12-16. Though the Bible makes various references to the apostles as a group, it does not mention Matthew by name again until after Christ's ascension to heaven. Matthew saw the resurrected Jesus Christ. 1 Cor 15. 3-6, received parting instructions from him, and saw him ascend to heaven. After this he and the other apostles returned to Jerusalem. The apostles were staying in an upper chamber there, and Matthew was specifically named as being among them, so he must have been one of the some 120 disciples who received the Holy Spirit on the day of Pentecost. 33 CE. Act 1. 4-15. 2. 1-4. Matthew, Good News according to the inspired account of the life of Jesus Christ written, doubtless in Palestine, by the one-time tax collector Matthew, or Levi. It is the first book in the Christian Greek scriptures and has since ancient times been viewed as the first gospel written. Matthew's account commences with the human ancestry of Jesus, followed by his birth, and concludes with Christ's post-resurrection commissioning of his followers to go and make disciples of people of all the nations. Mount 28. 19, 20. Hence, it covers the time between Jesus' birth in 2 BCE and his meeting with his disciples just before his ascension in 33 CE. Time of writing. Subscriptions, appearing at the end of Matthew's Gospel in numerous manuscripts, all being later than the 10th century CE, say that the account was written about the 8th year after Christ's ascension, c. 41 CE. This would not be at variance with internal evidence. The fact that no reference is made to the fulfillment of Jesus' prophecy respecting Jerusalem's destruction would point to a time of composition prior to 70 CE. Mount 5. 35. 24. 16 and the expression to this very day 27. 8. 28. 15 indicates a lapse of some time between the events considered in the time of O textoi acute mirita longo. Matthew, Good News according to 353. The library at Caesarea, which the martyr Pamphilus so diligently collected. Translation from the Latin text edited by E. C. Richardson and published in the series Text und Untersuchungen zur Geschichte der altchristlichen Literature, Leipzig, 1896, Volume 14, pages 8, 9. It has been suggested that Matthew, after compiling his account in Hebrew, may have personally translated it into Koine, the common Greek. Information unique to Matthew's Gospel. An examination of Matthew's account shows that more than 40% of the material contained therein is not found in the other three Gospels. Unique is Matthew's genealogy of Jesus. Mount 1. 1-16, which takes an approach different from that set out by Luke 3. 23-38. A comparison of the two indicates that Matthew gave the legal genealogy through Jesus' adoptive father Joseph, while Luke apparently gave Jesus' natural genealogy. Other incidents mentioned only in Matthew's account are Joseph's reaction to Mary's pregnancy, the appearance of an angel to Joseph in a dream. Mount 1. 18-25, the visit of the astrologers, the flight to Egypt, the slaughter of the young. The Apostle Matthew's account of Jesus' life. Written primarily with the Jews in mind, this gospel demonstrates that Jesus is the foretold Messianic King. The first gospel written, it was likely composed initially in Hebrew about 8 years after the death and resurrection of Christ. Details of Jesus' life fulfill Messianic prophecies. Jesus is born of a virgin, an offspring of Abraham in David's line, at Bethlehem. 1-23. 2. 1-6 Baby boy is slaughtered. He is called out of Egypt. 2. 14-18 He grows up in Nazareth. John the Baptizer prepares the way for him. 2. 23. 3. He proves to be a light in Galilee. 4. 13-16 He performs many miraculous healings. 8. 16, 17 He gladly helps the lowly ones. 12. 10-21 He teaches, using illustrations. The hearts of many people are unreceptive. 13. 10-15, 34, 35 Jesus rides into Jerusalem on the colt of an ass. He is hailed as the son of David by the crowds, but rejected by Jewish builders. 21. 1-11, 15, 42 Judas betrays him for 30 silver pieces, which money is later used to buy a potter's field. 26. 14, 15, 48, 49. 27. 3-10 His disciples are scattered. 26. 31 Jesus is in the tomb for parts of 3 days. 12. 39, 40 Jesus proclaims the good news of God's kingdom after John's arrest. Jesus proclaims, "The kingdom of the heavens has drawn near." 4. 12-23 He visits all the cities and villages of Galilee to preach the good news of the kingdom. 9. 35 He instructs his 12 disciples and sends them out to preach about the kingdom. 10.